Hi everyone, I'm USBC Gold Coach Stephen Padilla, and I want to discuss with you back here in the lab today a little bit about lane surface. Lane surface is a key ingredient for success. The more knowledge you have about the varying lane surfaces, the better you'll be. So let's discuss a little bit about what the options are for lane surfaces if you walk into a center. One of the older ones that shows up a lot are wood lane surfaces. There's not as many as there used to be out there. People are getting more into what they call synthetics, and we'll talk about those in a second. But the wood lane surface has a couple of characteristics you want to be aware of as an athlete and as a coach. So wood lane surfaces tend to have quite a bit more pores to them, or be more porous, and the texture tends to be a little bit more tacky compared to some of the other surfaces you would find inside the centers. And the wood lane surfaces usually have a track area, a defined area where the ball rolls through it and kind of wears down that surface right around usually the second arrow for the right-handed side, perhaps on the left side too. But the heavier traffic areas tend to be discolored, and those areas will have quite a bit of traction inside of them, regardless of what type of lane oil or lane patterns they've put on top of it. Another type of surface that we see in most of the centers today, I'd say approximately 80% or so, maybe 3/4 of the centers out there, you'll see synthetic surfaces, and those are similar to the countertops that you might have in some of the homes today. And that synthetic surface is hard, it's really durable, it has some texture to it, but not near as much surface texture as the wood, and it actually plays, when you throw a ball on it, slipperier or slicker as the ball goes down the lane a lot of times. So the synthetic surfaces, like I mentioned, are real durable, that you see them all over the place. There's different varieties of synthetic surfaces, but for the most part, that type of surface is going to have less traction or more slip than you would on your wood surfaces. There's also one out there that actually, it's not seen as often as either wood or synthetic, and it's actually applied to the wood. It's an overlay process where they actually put a film on top of a wood surface to help protect it over the course of the length of those lanes. And so the overlay surface is similar to the wood in that it has a lot of texture to it, and it's got a lot of surface area that comes in contact with the ball. So that surface also tends to be one that has the ball have a lot of traction or hook a lot more than some of the synthetic surfaces that you would find. Knowing the type of environment you're up against and recognizing that on the lane surface as you walk in can be an advantage to the decision-making process of which ball to choose, what part of the lane to play in, how fast or slow you may need to throw the ball in that given day in that environment. So overall, the lane surface is going to give you a lot of information when you walk in and see that to start making those decisions properly to give you the best success. Make sure you come back and check with us here in the lab in the future. We appreciate you hanging out with us right here on Bowl TV.